and boy, they love it. Can I turn the light off?
Yeah, they do.
And they get quiet.
Yeah.
The story.
I've been known, like I said, not to put the words up there.
Okay.
But I'll put a picture, like the one that she had before that wasn't such a great, didn't have it each other. A lot of them have people in it. And I'll have the words over here, and I'll even try to get them to tell the story while they're looking at the picture, like, what was that guy doing? And I may not even read it. Again, it depends on the group.
Yeah.
But, you know, I've read the story, and I know what's coming, and so I kind of walk them through the picture that's up on the overhead of what's happening in the story. And then, obviously, when you get to the end talking about Jesus, they don't have a picture of Jesus, so you have to read that part.
Well, you know, something I would add too, you know, I think all of this is very good that we're talking about doing it this way, this way, this way. And unity is very important. But we're individuals and we all learn differently. We all see things differently. We're all going to teach differently. Because Tina and I taught together for 6 years. We don't teach anything alike. No, we actually do teach very much alike. You've got to have your personality here too. You don't need to go, oh, she said, now I've got to say a couple of this kind of stuff. You've got to still have your own personal, what you're comfortable with, you know, doing the unity thing and making sure you're covering everything, but do it with your style so that you're not uncomfortable every Sunday. Oh, I forgot to do what Sandy did. You know, you just want to make sure that you still have your personality. Because when those kids see you, they're not going to go, oh, Miss Sandy and Miss Linda, I don't know which one of them is who. You know, because they're, you know, they say exactly the same thing. I think it's okay for us to have our, you know, what you're comfortable with when you're doing your lesson.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and I think the main thing that provides that continuity is just the corporate focus that we have, that this is training them for worship in any way that you can bring that out in a lesson.
Maybe even asking them, especially when you're making that transition between months, and say, all right, well, does anybody, before you turn that on, does anybody remember what the story was last week with Miss Linda? You know, and jar their brain.
Yeah.
So, well, let's see what happens next in the big, because this is all one big story. It's not a bunch of little stories. It's all, you know, what's happening next in God's story.
I think it helps to have a Bible in that area.
Yeah.
When it comes to this time, that this story is from the Bible, and have your Bible there and show them where it is in the Bible so that they know that this is not just a story that we made up.
Right.
Everything's got to be God's word, you know, the importance of it.
Yeah.
Don't just don't hand the Bibles because that will be great.
Yeah.
Make sure they know that this is God's word, not a story.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everything God's word.
Yes, Miss Evan?
I think my part's pretty much done.
Yeah.
We're just down
Yeah.
to the dark
Yeah.
holiday,
It did.
so not that that's not.
And we have a list of all this. I only helped one time with children's church, and I was a helper, and I didn't see any of this, so that's kind of hard.
Well, that's what I say. Some leaders that we've had have not followed it at all and done their own thing. And some are really good about following it, and some have done it but not sure why because they haven't received training. So it's kind of like, you know what, we all need to come together and get on the same page.
Did we miss the songs in that?
Yeah, we didn't do any singing.
I have a question.
Yeah, because
We're going to
you're
cover
going to
that
be a question. Well, I didn't.
Yeah. Well, let's go ahead. She has a question.
Well, because I read Parent Interview and I thought, okay, August and Sophia are going to be with us now in church. We're trying that. But one thing I was frustrated with in putting them in big church is they can't read the words on the screen. And of course, we do new songs every time. So we did ask Nathan if he'll email us the songs so we can teach them. But if you
don't use a hymnal, you can't
Well,
look
see,
at the words.
I tried that for a year of trying to get from the worship people, because I prepare these a month in advance so you can have your whole month, and trying to say, okay, I want to know what one song, just one song you're going to sing each week, so that like this Sunday, I would introduce to the worship team, worship kids, what they're going to sing while they're still in church the next week during the worship portion, so that, oh, we sang last week, and they can be engaged. That's very challenging to do.
But you can get it on starting on Wednesday though, because we get it.
Yeah,
So
yeah, it's, yeah.
But even if you could, I mean, if you could say, for the year, we're going to learn these 4 hymns. Because when it came time for Cliff and I to sing, we're like, okay, well, we know Jesus loves me and Amazing Grace.
Like Kent did with the family Sunday school, we sang the same hymn every week for a month, and that way they have one chance. They have a chance of actually learning it.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So if you could make a list of the, you know,
Because there are some songs that we do that come up at least once a month that are pretty consistent. It'd be
That's a
pretty
good
easy to
point.
pick out just a few that we do.
Yeah, I just got away from it because I got tired of chasing them.
but even if you don't,
Detail.
I mean, you don't even have to connect it to.
But it doesn't have to be all big church, but I do like the idea of having one big church song and then Jesus loves me,
Right.
especially with this young group. But or putting on a child's CD that are in there, that's fine with me too. So
But even like, A Mighty Fortress Is Our God.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
Christian
Yeah.
Soldier,
Yeah.
they know great
Yeah.
hymns that they can learn.
That have
With the
answers.
traditional tune.
Yes.
It drives me crazy. We have no sheet music. I have no clue what this tune is. It's totally different from what I know. I can't sing it.
But on the other hand, my kids have learned a lot of the traditional hymns with the new tune, but they still know the words. And what's the important thing? The words, that they know those words. They may know it to the, I Grace version, but they know the words. So I feel like they're still getting it, if it's just a little more hip version.
Yeah, I know, but when you don't have the tune, it's very, you don't know.
yeah, it doesn't matter what we're singing.
We don't have any
It usually takes a time or
text.
two.
We don't have any sheet music to follow, to learn the
Just you
tune.
can't see the notes.
You don't
Can't
even
see
know if
the
the
notes.
next note's
You know,
gonna
if
go
it's-
up or down.
Where we have a
held for
hymnal,
3
we can follow the music
See, if I have
pattern.
sheet
But
music, then I'm looking at the notes and I am not paying attention to the words. So
I think
it's-
all of
it's
it
one of
goes
those things,
under
everything's
the
different.
umbrella of modeling and remember, children will learn fast. So if you can just encourage them to just listen and look, watch, then it's good that they have different varieties of songs. I said, in time you can learn the notes, but let's listen right now. Then they'll be patient. They can maybe move a little bit, and they can't read, but they can watch adults. Their ears are wide open, and those songs will, just seep into their little brains. And in time, I think we've have enough repetition that if they come enough to church, they're going to eventually pick it up, just like they do the Apostle Creed.
Well, and if you're not musically
And they'll be
gifted,
all right.
another suggestion I would have is to do just the chorus
Oh,
of
yeah.
a song.
yeah.
If you're like me, like singing in front of children, but
Still, that's so
they know the
important,
chorus when they get to it in church. So that's another.
And we have, I think, every Indelible Grace CD if you wanted to.
Well, I have a whole ton of lyrics that I had prepared when I was chasing this a year ago. So I'm sure I have the resources already.
This goes without saying, but it keeps coming back to my mind. And I know we all know it, but I think we always have to keep it before us that worship training, you can learn to worship anything. Worship training is about the one that we worship. And that just has to be such a part of our mind and what we're teaching the kiddos is Jesus Christ is a worthy one of our worship. And we love, and by modeling again, we love him so much. We are so happy to worship. We want to worship him because he's worthy of our worship. He's done so much for us that he deserves worship. Because I grew up, I knew all the Apostles' Creed. I grew up in the Episcopal Church, very much about forms of worship. I had it down, but I had no relationship with Jesus Christ. I knew he loved me, but it didn't go very deep. So I would just to remind us, I know we all know that, but you can get into the forms and teaching and all the aspects of worship training, which is very good, but if it's detached from the one that we worship, who's so worthy of our worship, it's not going to stick. They're going to be those kids like I did in college that go off. And I came back. But, and that's the other thing. I think a lot of kids go off because that's a very self-focused, me-centered time of life, and they go off, and then they realize there's not much out there. I'm back.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's just to keep in mind. And I know we all know that, but I think we need to say it.
One of the things that I've tried with the kids is when they get this thing done, I say, why are we here? Are we here